Hello and welcome today to 2 Minute Watches. Today we have a beautiful King Seiko variant of the Seiko watches here. This is the SPB287J1 in this really radiant red colour here. We've had a few vintage Seikos on the channel so far, looking at both the King Seiko, Lord Marvel and Grand Seiko range. Here we have a modern reissue of the King Seiko. So for those who don't know, Seiko used to have multiple factories to show off some of their kind of higher end, higher range watchmaking and finishing, with factories such as Grand Seiko and King Seiko competing against each other. Whilst today Grand Seiko has its own branding and its own kind of line of watches, Seiko has released a range of King Seiko watches as part of its kind of upper range of its normal Seiko offering. And straight out of the box you can see some of those level of finishing that really elevates it to that King Seiko standard. You've got a King Seiko logo signed crown there, but particularly if you look at the beveling on the edges, a mixture of polished and brushed edges. Straight out of the box, it's kind of clear that this brings it way above the other Seiko watches in its usual line. If you take, for example, the SKX range. The indices again has that Grand Seiko-esque level of finishing. It really shimmers off different angles. I don't know if you can see here off the top 12 o'clock indices. It's actually it has single incisions across in like a diagonal way, diagonal direction, which are done individually by hand. The usual kind of lovely detail on the Dauphin style hands as well. Completes, I think, what a very kind of classic clean dial, which takes inspiration from the 60s. Looking at the bracelet, you've got a butterfly style bracelet here with a 7-link bracelet, mostly brushed, so very high standard. You have the polishing at the bottom of each link, so when you articulate it around, it has that shimmering effect with the mixture of polished and brushed. And if you look at the back, it's got a very nice King Seiko engraving at the back as well. So this has I think the 6R31 movement, beats at 3 Hz alongside the 6R35, which is in a lot of the other SPB watches. The key difference that this has is a no date, so it apparently basically identical. I think it has 2 less joules as a result, and has a 70-hour power reserve. So you've got something here that, I mean, there are different colour variants, for example the silver, but this red is very much, has that luxurious and touch in that wine red shade, and along with the very dressy, classy kind of 7-link bracelet, you've got something here that I think works with most kind of colours of clothing, but also works for, I think, quite a versatile range of occasions. If you're looking at, a Seiko, but looking to take a step up in quality towards I think this retails at about 1,300, 1,500 maybe. Particularly if you go for the second-hand market, you can get something, I think, at that 1,000 and below price range, where you can try out something with that kind of extra level of luster and finishing. It really is a joy to behold. So yeah, thanks for watching today.